correct.
I don't give a shit.
You can't say
That's
things
what
like
we have.
that anymore.
That's what we have Think Space for. I just want a show where I can say whatever I want. Listen to this.
We have that show. It's called Safe Space.
No, we don't. We haven't made it yet. Till it's made. Till it's in my hand. I don't believe it. I'm leaving it up to you and Cody.
Oh shit, we're screwed.
More like P, probably. Less shit, more P. I feel like this is a
I love the pretentious tweet. Oh, pretentious tweets. I love you.
What'd you do?
I would say it on, but we're live, and I don't want to.
Well, just send it to me in Discord, and then I'll see.
Okay.
It's our secret.
I'm typing a tweet. Hey ho, Fluxtaposed is go. Streaming live. Twitch. .tv flash. Boom.
Boom. Boom. I feel like I should be playing DDR.
Ooh, yeah. Up, down, left, right. Up, down, left.
Cross,
double,
cross,
double,
cross.
double.
Yeah.
Cross, cross, double, double. Up, down, left, right. Cross, cross.
Then you get
cross,
that.
and pull.
1, 2, 3, 2. We've DDR'd.
I see your DDR skills are almost as good as mine.
That's right. You know, when I first started DDRing, you were there. I didn't know you could use the little bar. I thought that was like cheating. And then you watch professionals play, and they literally just lean on that the whole time. It's like, well, that's not impressive. You don't get to breakdance with a walker next to you. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, yeah, but then you could do some sweet moves and like spin around.
Spinoramas.
Like, you know, like how in every action movie there's that scene where someone's like bent over and the other person rolls across their back.
Yes.
It's like slow-mo and they're like,
I literally just saw that in the Star Wars Fallen Jedi.
Yes. That's why it comes to mind frequently. So you could do like that type of move, but you hold the bar and you're like, you kick your legs up and you're like,
It's true. It's true. Could.
I feel like, why do I feel like I get the impression that like Josh is like a secret DDI or like competition master?
You think so?
That's like something like, well, look at his stories of his life and the things he's done.
True.
Like pocket DDR master. Also, I enjoy the current back and forth you two are having of impressions.
Yes. I hate the sound of my voice.
I'm Lucas. I yell at my dog. I don't sleep. I'm bad. I got too many games to play. And then like, I don't like my voice. My name's Josh.
I drink beer all the time. I'm the only person who's ever been jealous of Mickey Mouse's voice.
Don't mention Mariah Carey or I'll come.
God.
Oh, this is the best pre-show ever.
You know, he could drink me under the table, though. I will say that. Guy puts him away.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. Ooh.
We
The
say
bang, bang.
we get
You want
started
a
here
podcast?
in a minute, in
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, hot minute.
Hot minute. 3, 2, 1. Just kidding. That's way too fast.
I was like, oh gosh, I'm not looking at something that I should be looking at. Oh no.
Could you imagine if I would just go podcast now, go.
Because it's me moments.
I had to tell my wife, I was like, I can't just podcast on demand, I gotta warm up a little bit. Can't just go, snap your fingers and go. You need a little pre-show, a little pre-game.
How do you feel about playing some? Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. We're doing it.
What are we doing? Oh, yeah.
Pussy.
Go ahead.
I got it. I'm not gonna
Take it.
No spoilies.
Oh, okay.
No spoilies.
Okay, I won't look.
It's there. Oh,
Ist there. Ich bin live in Leben. Laus. All right. 3,
2,
2,
1.
1, go. Oh, yeah, podcast time. Squeaky chairs.
Welcome back to another fine edition of the Fluxtaposed podcast, the 281st to be exact. I am Jason Lazy, and I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Mr. Lucas Rose.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Haven.
Welcome to another week. This is Fluxtaposed recording. Wow, October 1st, 2019. Streaming live to Twitch, twitch.tv/Fluxtaposed every Tuesday night. Oh my gosh, you could come and join us.
Tuesday.
All the action. Tuesday. Join us on Discord. Fluxtaposed.com/Discord gets you the invite into the greatest server where you can talk about your sleeping problems. You can talk about your pooping problems. You can talk about your weight loss problems. We do all of those things.
Not a problem for me.
in the Fluxtaposed Discord, and we, like every other single content creator you probably are already out there or aware of, we have a Patreon. I don't want to plug it too much because it feels really shameless. We'll talk about that later in the show. Welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I hope you're listening. I know I am. I wanted to go full on Harry Carey, but then I thought that wasn't a good idea.
I went Frasier.
Oh, wow.
I think that was Frasier, was it? I'm listening.
This is Dr. Frasier Crane. I'm listening. Yeah, I think so.
Good.
I think so.
Good. That's pretty good. You know, best beast we've ever had in live action.
Ooh, I mean, yeah. I mean, he fits the part.
He got offers from the Blue Man Group after that.
I mean, when you think of an action role, though, you don't really think Kelsey Grammer, though, do you?
No.
I mean, to reference our good friend Mr. Borboni, because he talked about it on PSV GDLC, McHale's Navy, wasn't he in? Oh no, was it McHale's? No, Down Periscope. That's what I was thinking of. Down Periscope.
He's on the cover of that one, isn't he?
Yeah, he was on that.
In the trousers and the Navy uniform or whatever.
And then I don't think he's been in any. He's probably been in something else action based, maybe. I don't know.
You know what he's been? He's been putting that nose in some cocaine.
Wait, is this true?
That's what happened to him, wasn't it? He like, didn't he have that falling off the wagon thing where everyone found out he was doing drugs or something, and then no, he was in McHale's Navy.
Oh,
or no, more like this. Nope, sorry. I forgot I looked up Down Periscope and not Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, he was
he was in Sergeant Bilko too. Holy shit, guys! Just like start looking through all the movies. He's like in the background. And you do like those zoom ins and have this dramatic noise, like boom, he's there. Oh my god, he's there! And you're seeing 23 everywhere, and Jim Carrey's going crazy.
Oh my god,
I like it.
I do like it, I guess.
But yes, he did. Kelsey Grammer did cocaine.
Oh, well.
E-I-E-I-O.
Today I learned Kelsey Grammer did cocaine.
E-I-E-I-O.
E-I-E-I blow.
Oh.
Like, you know.
With a prostitute here and a prostitute there.
8 ball here and 8 ball there.
Oh, 2 hookers and an 8 ball. You can't be mad at me. That's a song title. It's not my fault.
I saw them in concert. Fun fact.
Did you really?
Yeah.
All right.
At the Orbit Room.
Oh. Inside.
Does that even still exist?
Yes. I
haven't ever seen, like, anytime I see upcoming concerts, though, I never see anything there. It's always at the Pyramid Scheme or the whatever the Bob's one is called. 20 Monroe Live.
Just call it the Bob. I know what you mean, but yes, the Bob.
Yeah.
We've got 10 floors of entertainment. just to
You can fall down the staircase and die.
I'm
Does that
so
sound like
drunk.
fun?
Why can't I leave this building? Just keep going up and down
slide
stairs.
down this staircase. Look out. Hold my beer.
Oh god. Oh god. You know what happens. Just to rewind real quick.
Please, because we're going to weird places already, man.
Kelsey Grammer drugs. If you Google that, not all one word.
It's a whole subset.
Yes, first three articles. Inside Kelsey Grammer's turbulent life of drug addiction. Sad, but informational. Kelsey Grammer, Wikipedia, of course. You got to have that up there. Third thing, family murders led to Kelsey Grammer to addiction.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, like, Kelsey murdered family members, or there were murders in his family?
A little bit of both.
Because, I mean, either is plausible.
It's true. He's a big man. He could really strike you down.
You know?
Wow.
Well, I just, I sold.
Oh my God!
Did you know that I was consulted for episode 7, and
Didn't even get a credit.
They didn't even use my screenplay. They went in a different direction. George just makes George Lucas very angry. No,
it's
true,
okay.
though.
I'm just gonna go back to my ranch.
He was consulted, and then he was disappointed.
Yeah, I remember reading that. I think.
And at the time, and then and then I wanted, and then you can be like, "Well, fuck you, George. You sold that, right?
This is what selling means.
I mean, it's you created this thing, but you have no creative input any longer because you sold it all away.
It's true. You're lucky you had creative input at all.
Although I am curious what way he would have taken those films.
Curious. Well, the first 3, the prequel movies, were any indication.
Midichlorians.
Yes, lots of midichlorian counts. There's an app for that.
Should we get the show going?
Yeah. Let's close on this.
This has been an interesting intro.
Let's bring it full circle really quick and say that Kelsey Grammer saw his father die at the age of 13 during a home invasion. And we'll leave it at that. If that doesn't get you, that sounds like a podcast, like those true story, celebrity, horror, background thing.
It's just like a Dateline investigation. You need the silver fox. I can't think of his name, but he has the very distinct voice, and he would talk.
Deckard Cain?
No. Yes.
I'm a silver fox.
Fun fact: I watched the one show I'm going to talk about tonight. What you playing? They had a soundbite. We had like these. They were supposed to be like these. I don't know if they were disembodying angelic figures or what, talking, and they sounded like it was like the Protoss voice.
Oh God, they
sounded like the zealot, like the Tassadar
from StarCraft.
Yeah, that's what they sounded like.
Okay.
I expected he's like, "It's me," and I was expecting it to say, "I'm inside the shell of a dragoon."
Yes. Oh God.
Whatever. Let's keep going here.
Okay,
let's go.
Let's keep going. You're not even done introing everything.
I know. That's why we went off on these great tangents. Fluxtaposed Radio, the next volume, hopefully this week. Everyone, bring your own bullets. I was thinking about this though. We've been doing this like bass backwards all the time. The month's episode would release at the end of the month. That's dumb. The month's episode should release it. So like the next episode after this one should be. It releases at the start of the month instead of
that's how we started, and then we got behind.
I don't know what happened. It's stupid, but we're gonna fix that at some point.
Yeah, we'll try.
Like, let's say, like for example, like we want to do something for a theme
like
for
Valentine's.
October. You'd have to release that
Halloween.
at the start and not afterward. Although Halloween's right at the end of the month anyway. But then, after Halloween, nobody wants to keep enjoying Halloween. You're done. You want to just eat turkey and watch football.
Yeah, November it'll be games with turkeys in them.
Yeah. So lots of Streets of Rage.
Oh, yes, trash turkeys.
Yeah.
And apples. Those weird. What was the deal with? What's the deal with trash apples?
I always thought they looked like crowns.
I thought
like crown jewels.
I thought they. Yes, I could see that. I thought they were dipped in caramel, but upside down, and then
like oozing.
Yeah.
Onto the plate. They like ever so melted. The caramel's
dripped.
Our first exclusive piece of content for the Fluxtaposed Legion, Safe Space, is launching in October this month. Means we got to do it. So look forward to that. And I thought, you know what? He's been asking for it. He's been talking about it since it happened last year, and I can't let Paul Calicote down. It's October. It's time to play a scary game. It's time to stream me playing that scary game. It's time to return to the land of the Nebuchadnezzar. That's right. Dead Space 2. I started playing it like a year ago, so I'm going to start over and start playing it again. Don't worry. I only finished the intro level, but I'm looking forward to going back.
Dude, the intro is like the greatest, man.
Yeah, it's intense.
Starts you right off.
The guy's throat gets like stabbed and he's like, and he dies.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool moments in 2. 2 is
all
great.
That stuff happens.
2 is great.
It's good. Looking forward to it. And that's it, man. That's our stuff. That's all the things I'm contractually obligated to say for the betterment of this podcast.
True.
And for you listeners, let's talk about our lives so you can feel better about yours in a little segment we like to call IRL. And then you play that Ren and Stimpy music.
It's new.
It's new. It's IRL.
It's fresh.
It's called Self-Loathing and Depression. Welcome to IRL, Fluxtaposed style. I do have a couple funny stories. Though,
they better be funny. You can't say they're funny and then they don't end up being funny.
I think for the overall flow of the show, I think we should start with your story.
Okay.
And then we'll go with mine.
Okay, that's fine. Mine's not really funny. It's just the thing that happened.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
okay,
it might resolve the mood, like turn the mood around, because I feel like there might be some somberness in this.
Well, I'm going to try not to take it there. I'll just get that out of the way right now. So,
well, just say like people shouldn't be douchebaggy friends to other people.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
if you're friends with somebody who's inviting you to their bachelor party, the common courtesy would be to at least respond and say that you can't go, and not make that person have to contact his own very own friends to get an answer from him.
Yeah.
From them. So what I'm saying is, I was setting up a bachelor party for my brother-in-law, and he basically had to contact everyone more than once. One, to let them know, because I made a Facebook event and invited them all. And, I don't really check my Facebook that often, but if I see an event that I know like is a bachelor party, then I will respond to it. I'll be like, what is this?
And to be fair, I think that's how I coordinated yours. And isn't that how you coordinated mine?
Yep. And diaper parties and all sorts of things.
Yeah. So it works. It's a plausible medium for success.
It's when you don't know the people very well, that's how you do it these days. What am I going to do? Mail out invitations?
I'm gonna interrupt you for a peek behind the curtain. Are we recording a local backup?
Yes, we are.
Okay, very good. Carry on.
We've got like 20 minutes of pre-show, because I would rather be safe than sorry. That's safe and then sorry, not than sorry. I'm always sorry after we do the show.
Yeah, me too.
So that was the first struggle, was actually getting anybody on board.
That was the first red flag.
Yes. And guess what? Nobody showed up. And I knew this was going to happen because, like I said, he had to contact them again after saying, hey, you're invited, to be like, you're coming or no?
Do you think he just got like, these are like distant relationships with these people?
Yes.
Or do you think like they just aren't, They're
not very close friends. He lived with one of the guys, but after he was like, I'm not going to drink every single night, then the dude was like, whatever, I don't want anything to do with you then. So he was one of those people.
Funny how that happens. Yeah. I had friends like that too.
Your life is different than mine. We can't be friends anymore because now I see myself in the mirror of you and I realize I'm actually a giant loser.
You have a serious relationship and trying to better your life, and I just want to keep on hanging out in my underwear.
I'm almost 40 and I still feel like I'm in college.
Man, I'm 40.
Not yet. So yeah, but here's the thing. It wasn't a surprise. So I planned for this, and guess what? I was right. Even the person, the one of the people who was in the wedding, the bride's brother, his brother-in-law.
One of the ones he should know very well.
Yes, he was doing this. He was doing to my posts on the Facebook event. He was going, thumbs up, thumbs up. No actual response. I'm like,
oh, you're very familiar with this activity on Facebook, I believe.
Am I?
Yeah, you used to always give Mike a hard time because that's what you
Oh,
would always
yes,
respond.
yes.
You'd always respond to everything with just a thumbs up on
Yes,
post.
I have. Sorry, I
I know-
haven't posted on Facebook in so long.
But and then we'd say, you're like, well, that's how I know. I want you guys to know I read it. Give it the thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, some of that sometimes, such as this occasion right here, it requires a response more than thumbs up. Like,
Huh?
I'm going, or sorry, I can't make it, or do I have to bring my own beer? You know, all sorts of things that you could say. So when I saw the thumbs up, I'm like, yeah, he ain't coming. I know that for sure. Sure enough. It's like the passive aggressive way of being like, I don't want you to call me out for not coming. So I'm going to do thumbs up to make you think I'm at least paying attention. And then I'm just going to not really talk to you and just not show up. So, and I planned for that.
Yeah.
So in the end, it was him and I. And you know what? Just him and I. It was okay. Because they are getting married, or they're doing the reception at a golf course. And Quail Ridge.
When is that wedding?
October 12th. So,
so next weekend.
Basically. Yeah, next weekend.
weekend.
So he was like, I think we get to play golf for free. Like you and me and the best man. I'm like, okay, well, can you check on that? And he goes, yeah, I'll see. But it was the person who we were talking to before. It's like, okay, that's weird, but whatever. Never did. So then I talked to his wife to be, and
based on your other stories, this isn't going to end well either.
Well, no, she was like, I'll get it figured out. So she emailed and did it, and I was like, the answer was yes.
Wow.
Yes, you do. So
it's a yes from me.
It was a yes. And guess what? I called him up. I did. Now, see, here's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call the golf course, and they're going to be like, what? We don't do that here, you know, because you call the pro shop to do the tee time, and they're probably like, who promised you that? We don't do that here. You know, that whole song and dance. We don't serve your kind.
Your clubs don't have to golf outside.
Oh, I've already been there once, and I'm like, does this place have a dress code? It's nicer than any.
Sorry to anyone that enjoys golf. I hate it.
Well,
I hate golf.
I call them up.
I fucking hate golf.
Unless it's on the Switch or it's Mario.
Oh yeah, Mario Golf is fucking cool, but regular golf, hate it.
So I call them up, and they were like, "Yeah, that's cool. We'll put you down for this tee time, whatever you want." And to their credit, I'm thinking, all right, it's gonna be like, ooh, Ikebod. It's gonna be like 9 holes. I'm gonna have to pay for another, for a golf cart, you know, all that nonsense. Nope. You can play. I asked him. He said, "No, you can play 9. You can play 18. Whatever. Golf cart's included. Just go have fun." Like, what? We just get to go play for free? Are you serious? Wow. So bravo on them, because
Did you take the cart off any sweet jumps?
no, actually, now here's the story. This Morning Glory. This is why I'm telling you about this, because as you may remember, it was raining that morning, and golf course, when it's cloudy, does not dry out very quickly. In fact, it's sort of on the fairway. It's almost like there's a river just underneath that green grass, because if you step in that after it's rained, it's just literally, it's a swamp. Oh yeah. My feet were wet within seconds of beginning to play. So that said, my feet were soaked, and after a while you just kind of forget about it. You know, it wasn't cold, so that was something, but it was wet and miserable. Of course, you don't know how that's going to affect the golf course. Me as a professional golfer, I'm thinking, all right, does this make the course fast? Does it make the greens fast? Does it make it slow? Because you think there's water. And of course, all the grass is wet. So when you get in the rough, you're just, you know, cutting the grass every time you take a swing because it's sticking to your golf club. But I will tell you this. You want to know a little trick? The sand pits, or
no, actually, I don't want to know a trick because I'm never going to play.
Listen,
but
I'm Jack.
I'll pretend for the betterment of the listeners. I'll pretend. Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, or whatever that guy's name is. Who is the professional golfer?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, not that guy. The other guy. He has
That's my
That was
impression
the
of
best non-speaking impression I've ever seen. He's the guy who has the
Jack Nicholas.
Nicholas, yes,
You're
Nicholson.
close. I mean, you had 2 of the words, right?
I was gonna say he had that half and half.
Kevin, this is like watching Lucas talk about the Ninja Turtles again.
At least I said I didn't know what the guy's name was. He had his own golfing game on the Nintendo or something. Anyways, so the sand traps, when it rains, it pours. And when it pours, the sand traps get hard, like my penis. And so
Fuck. Just went there.
I just went there because I saw your eyes and you were going there too. So the sand traps were basically like cement as far as I was concerned. You didn't have to blast it out of there. You could just play them as usual. Yeah, they were better than the rough. Hell, they were better than the fairway half the time. So I just shot for them. Well, let's be honest. No matter what I'm shooting for, I'm not going to hit it anyways. I'm just lucky if the ball goes straight when I hit it. So it was one of those deals where we got better as we went along, and we played 9 holes because, quite honestly, our feet were just disgusting. But we had a lot of fun, and I was surprised at how quickly I picked it back up. It took me about 3 holes, and I was able to I only lost 2 balls. So our final scores were... Par was 36 on the front 9. I had a 54, and Derek, my brother-in-law, had a 76, I believe, or something like that. He lost, I think, like 8 balls or something.
Damn.
Yeah, I lost 2. Now,
that's good.
This is a hard course, though. This had like sand traps, and there were in the middle. It was broken up by not trees, but like super long grass that you would never get your ball back from, or rivers and stuff like that. Yeah, really heavy rough, like super rough. So it was challenging. It's quite challenging, but I did the best I could. The only negative was that I'm just
gonna impersonate gifts all night, I guess. I'm sorry.
You're the gift man. You're the gift that keeps on gifting. So the only negative was that there was a outing there, and I was hoping that we were coming in towards the end of it so that we didn't have people stacking up behind us. But because it was raining, we weren't allowed to take the golf carts on the course. We had to keep them on the path, which means every time we shot, we had to drive up the path, get out, walk all the way across the fairway, walk all the way back. So everybody should have been doing that, but there are people who probably weren't following the rules and then catching up to the people who were following the rules. So we let some people pass, but it was kind of a moot point because the people behind them just caught up by the time those people were out of driving range. So that was probably the only thing. We kind of felt a little bit rushed because we didn't want people to see how bad we were.
Yeah, I mean, that's the always thing. Like, we always have work outings with golf too, and it's like I have so much anxiety that would build up about that first tee off, because you got to tee off in front of everyone, especially at my one job, because they were a bunch of misogynistic assholes, and you can just imagine the type of guy. They much try to relish that
machoism,
yes, and that whole fraternity, the frat house mentality. So it's so you just it was always like, nope,
you can't be the worst because they're gonna pick you out, because the weakest one always gets picked out of the pack and made an example of.
I mean, and just look at me. I mean, visually, I'm the weakest one. I'm just I'm already in that category.
Come on, Jason, if you can pick up your clubs, you neener. So yes. It was a good old time. Then after that, we got some Famous Dave's barbecue. Now, I'm not a really big Famous Dave's fan. It's fine, whatever. But I will say this. We got the feast for 2. That hit the spot like no other, man. I don't know what they did to that food, but it was delicious.
Spit in it, probably.
That's fine. It made it better.
Made it good.
And then it got awkward towards the end of the night because it was kind of like we ended up we played a little bit of Mario Party and some Mario Kart, and then it was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah. Do you want to just leave now so I can go do something?
Yeah. He was like, he's the type of person who really doesn't care. So I was like, do you want me to spend the night? Because there's really no reason for me to. And just go home and they live within 5 minutes of me, so just go home and sleep in my own bed.
Yeah, right. I mean,
so that's what we did. So it was more of like a guy's hangout day than anything. But he was happy, and I was happy because I didn't have to be around a bunch of douchebags who I don't even know, being like, "Come on, man, drink."
I went to a bachelor party that was like that. Yeah,
fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Plus, I was trying to
Yeah.
fight off disease and death, so I was just like, okay, if I get through Saturday, my body's just gonna release the toxins into my body, and I'm just gonna be on my deathbed after this because everybody in my house is still sick. It's like round 2 of sickness. It's ridiculous. I'm taking all the I put in the chat. I was like, I'm taking all the Ollie vitamins and probiotics and
You are
injections.
basically just forever sick.
Yep. I read a statistic. I can't find it now, but I wish I could. But every time you have a kid, it basically doubles your chances of getting sick.
I mean, you've
and
got
being
the
sick.
kids, and then your wife works with kids, so you're screwed.
Basically, yep. And then we just started leaving
And your
the house
kid,
recently.
and your kid is around all these other kids.
Right. And now that the baby is like old enough that it's not as difficult to take her around with us, we leave the house more often. So having been home that long time, we don't have the built up antibodies. So we go out, touch something, and immediately shrivel into a wasted husk
It's
of
actually
death.
probably the chemtrails from the government.
Well,
That's what's making you
I
sick.
know, isn't it
And
kind
the
of
fluoride in your water?
Isn't it kind of ironic that they're spraying for the triple E virus all of a sudden? Yeah, I think it's more like population control, my friend.
Ooh.
They spray it out so that we'll become docile and don't realize that we're being, I don't know, fatter. Oh yeah, Impossible Burger. It's made of people, etc.
Soylent Green.
Soylent Green.
That's right.
Now in Soylent Blue flavor.
Ooh.
And that's all I have to say.
That's it.
That's
Perfect.
everything. Yeah, that's what I did. I wiled away trying to plan this damn party for 2.
Well, at least you had fun. You had fun, and that's all that matters.
That was all that matters.
You're the good friend.
It was weird that he tried to kiss me at the end of the
By
night.
family. Ooh, yeah. I mean,
it's like it's not that kind of party.
It was kind of like that scene in I Love You, Man. Except he did kiss him.
Yeah.
It was the taste of betrayal. Peter, taste of betrayal.
I need to watch that again. It's been so
dirty
long.
slut. So the first tale I want to regale you with. Last week, it was time. It hadn't happened in a while. I needed to. My wife mowed, and I was like, I really need to get the old weed whacker out and
Whacking
do some
weeds.
I need to trim the landscaping, and where we cut down
Wait,
those
is this
trees.
a euphemism or okay, trees? Never mind. It's like, wait,
Where
are
we
we going
cut down
with
those trees, like those trees had sprouted or trying to sprout new branches. All the weeds were overgrown, so I
Stop it,
like
trees.
I'm like just hacking it all down. Except those branches are so thick, I'm going to have to get the hedge clippers up to cut those down, and then eventually, I'm going to have to saw them down to like ground level, and then dig holes and saw them down and bury them because I'm not paying somebody to stomach grind them. Well, I start hacking my way through this the bris. So thick, I got the earmuffs on. I got the safety glasses. It's good because sometimes you hack through some deep shrubbery and it's just like it's like killing xenomorphs out there. There's stuff spattered all over my body, my eyes, everywhere.
Weed whacking is just making green juice, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So all of a sudden this projectile hits me in the leg, and I see it like stick there. I'm like,
shorts
man,
or jeans?
I'm wearing shorts. I don't.
Doesn't
care.
that always? Yes, that always happens when you're wearing shorts. It's like, damn.
I'm like, I don't care. I have a beard. I'm a lumberjack. I will defy nature. Okay. So this projectile flies at me, hits me in the leg, and it sticks there. And I'm like, damn, that really that chunk flew there. And I noticed as that happened, something lands on my arm. Then I notice that the spot on my leg is burning like the 7 bins of hell. And I look down and I just see the object of the outline of an insect. So I just like immediate reaction. I'm just like, death claw,
get off of me.
And I just like explode this bug in my fist of anger. And then I shake the other one off. Then I see the swarm emerge from the ground of yellow jackets. And I've been down this road before. This has happened to me. I'm like, fuck this. Much like,
drop everything and run.
Much like this channel Superhuman. I'm like, fuck this shit. And I throw it out in the window and I sprint across the yard. Yes. And I come in.
That's what you do.
As there's just this burning sensation. I like tell my wife, I'm like, well, that really burns. She's like, what? I thought she thinks I had sweat in my eye. I'm like, no. And I look down and I'm like, there's something in my leg
it's
still.
Like a grapefruit on your leg.
I like go into the bathroom. I'm like, I need you to help me right now. And I put my leg up on the counter. Sure enough, like there was still like the lower thorax.
Oh yeah.
And the stinger still lodged into my leg. And those things
Suck
got
out
me
the
good.
poison.
because they swelled up like something fierce, and then like I took a cold shower because I was sweaty and gross anyway, and that thing just was pulsating,
Oh, I bet.
burning.
Damn, dude.
And even the next day, and even still now, they're like itch. I only got stung twice, and last time I got stung like 6-7 times. So those little yellow jackets, I'm thinking it was yellow jacket nests. Oh,
I was gonna say, do you know what they are? Because yellow jackets are freaking
Dude.
mean, dude.
Yeah.
The only thing worse is those ones that make their little layers in the holes in the ground. Like they, instead of making nests, they like do the holes in the ground.
That was this.
That was that? Okay.
Yeah, had to have been in the ground.
Blah, blah, blah. I hate bees, dude. I see one bee, awful. I don't like them.
Well, bees, you have to love bees. Bees are integral to the ecosystem of the world. Okay. Bees are important. We have a lot of honeybees. Or bumblebees around the area.
I was going to say, let me differentiate. I don't like hornets or yellow jackets or wasps.
You cannot like those. Okay,
those
you
are
can hate all those.
Fucking horrible.
You would like these. I get like these super omega big wasps that are like, they have like blue wings and they're like twice the size of normal wasps.
They look like that bee drill from Pokemon. It's like
no, I'm pretty sure they're like one of the Zerglings.
Okay,
I think one of the Zerglings like morphs into this thing
because it turns into that sack, pus, and then
that old man nutsack, and then it emerges
and screams and finds the first victim.
The
beauty, the beauty of giving birth.
What the heck was it called though? It was evolution chamber. You got to have the evolution chamber to get those advanced Zergs.
No, see, I thought all you do is just you plop down the equivalent of the barracks, the thing that makes the Zerg. You hatch them because Zerg were annoying because you had the maggot things, right? And then they had to and then evolutionize them up or whatever. It's like, how am I supposed to do Zerg Rush if I'm waiting for evolution to take over?
Hey, ask Sean Capri.
Things?
He can do it.
I hated them. Tearing all the way. Get out of here. Float my base up in the air. You can't catch me. I'm going to the other side of the map.
Well, also this week, okay, so this was actually, I think, the next day after this event. Because while my wife was out mowing, I had brought my son to the backyard and we were playing around for a little bit. And so I'd been running around in the grass with him. And I had decided, I was like, I hadn't worn those shoes in a while, so I wore them to work the next day. So this was a Thursday, I think. I come into work and I, walk into work like I normally do.
Like you own the place?
Walk into my office, sit down, do my thing. I'm checking through my emails, getting the day started. And I'm sitting there looking at my office, and I see over by where I came in, like this thin layer of, when you have mud that sticks to your shoe, and it gets caked on, but then that little shaving almost falls off that's hard in it. It's like a little thin layer.
It's got to be that special mud that's almost like clay, kind of, because it's just thin enough.
So it's sitting there, and I see that sitting there, and then all of a sudden I'm like sitting there at my desk, and I'm like, what the hell smells like shit?
Well, at your workplace, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the bathroom.
I'm like, it smells like shit in here. And then all of a sudden I look at my shoe. I'm like, oh no. I have this huge dookie of dog shit smashed into my shoe.
You're wearing wait, is this was in there? This was like a stealth bomb because you said you hadn't worn the shoes in a while.
Well, it had to happen when I was running around my yard that night before.
Ah, gotcha.
So I must have stepped in some dog poop from my yard, wore it into work the next day. So then I walk into the kitchen, leaving trails of dog poop, wash off my shoe. I can't get it off. I'm scraping it with paper towel. Finally, I just bite the bullet. I'm in the sink using my fingers and scraping it off.
Oh God!
Because my shoe, these were a pair of my Sauconys, and they have a flat bottom, but they have.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
Have cleats. All triangle cleats all through it, so it was wedged in between those cleats. Well, after I get that all cleaned up and washed up, then I go back to my office, and then I look, and there you can see the one footprint all the way across the carpet of poop stain all through the office. So I left a poop print all the way, and it goes straight into my office. So it's like I can't even be like, oh, FedEx guy came in, did it. Nope.
You should have. Yeah, I was gonna say you should have come out, made a big noise about it, and been like, Who the hell was in my office?
Like I did with the crumply paper, the crusty paper towels that were left in the bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm happy to say though, some wet paper towel did clean it up. There's no staining remaining, but it was. Like,
do you have cleaners that come at night and do the building?
do, but they don't do carpet. So I had requested, and they haven't done it yet, like an estimate for like some spot cleaning. It'd probably be like $100, but
shit, now it's just baked into the carpet. You can't
even see it now because I tell you, the wet paper, the wet brownie just took it. Those commercials don't lie, man.
There you go. You could eat off that floor.
Yeah,
eat off that floor.
I'm gonna have some pizza off that floor on Friday.
Floor pizza is the best pizza.
It's our 7th anniversary. We got free pizza, and guess what? We're gonna have some games. We're playing some cornhole, all this, and we're gonna have that drink cart at the end of the day. You got fine selections, solid gold all day. Or guess what? We're gonna live lawless. We got White Claws, baby.
Claw.
Oh, ain't no laws, dude. Reno, you're start looking for a new job. You just got this job. Does it suck? What's going on, man? Sorry to hear that.
Regale us with your tales of IRL.
Tell us in chat. We'll recap. So that's what happened. So don't track dog shit around under office.
Does anyone know that this happened, or did you get away scot-free?
One of my buddies saw it, and nobody else really cared. But I'm not really worried about it because one of our salespeople just like brings her dog in the office once in a while, and that dog has pooped and shit on our carpet. So it's like whatever.
There you go. Well, I was gonna say
I don't get that because it's not like she like talked it over with her boss, which is also my boss, the CEO. And it's like, hey, can I bring my dog in here? You just do it, and it's just like it's just weird. I don't know. There's a lot of things have gotten a little too lax in our office. There's a lot of people like the culture is a little too laid back. So I like it that we got this new sales director that's gonna come in, and we've already hired him, but he's gonna like shake things up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to those.
Karen,
days.
Stop bringing your fucking dog. Nobody likes it.
Exactly.
Boom. That's how you handle the situation. I don't know if it's Karen, but poor Karen.
Hey, you can't use real names all the time.
That's true.
So.
It's nobody's named Karen. Listen, you don't want to do anything that's going to give you a nickname. You don't want to be Pushu around the office. Hey, Pushu, get over here. Try not to stink up the place.
They encourage, like we're trying to up our
heel.
We're trying to up our clout.
You can't do that anymore.
On Glassdoor. So they had, all of us employees leave reviews, and I was like, well, for a job title, like, my joking job title in the office is wizard, and I was like, well, if I put my actual job title, I'm the only one with that job title. Everyone's gonna know this is my anonymous review.
That's
and
true.
After I thought about it for a while, I was like, fuck it, I don't care. So I just left it, and I was like, I don't care what people think.
Whatever.
But that's also why I'm not going to ever put, you can post anonymous salaries. I'm like, I'm not going to post that on there.
Good wise man.
Because I don't know how what made up position I would give myself otherwise.
Great place to work, but smells like shit all the time. Good review.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That's no good.
Oh.
I'm not. I don't think I haven't heard what is the nature of your employment, like what industry, or is it like a call center type thing, or what is it you're doing? I'm not familiar with it, so I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you have got that backup plan, but I hope that maybe they're gonna look at you and they'll be like, you know what, this Deuterino guy, he's got a lot of upside. He just needs
a little
more nurturing. He's got a little more nurturing. The sky's the limit. He's gonna do it.
You need that guy who's like, I'm gonna take you under my wing. I'm gonna show you the ropes. You're like, no, I hate this job. I don't want to be good. I want you to fire me. Please stop. That's what I did at Target.
That's true. Do you wanna maybe go around the webby?
Wait, I was over prepared. I got so scared.
I was like, my gosh, we've got a segue into around the web.
Fuck it, let's play it. Let's do it. We're there.
Going around the web. Gonna go all the way around the web. We're gonna go all the way around the web. Around the web.
Oh my god, that was
great.
That was beautiful. We should just do that every week.
And then
maybe I'll actually learn the drum pattern by then.
I'm gonna just, instead of cutting that out and saving it, I'm just gonna do it live. Just do it live.
Well, some podcasts take a lot of pleasure in their audio editing and their pristine quality for listeners, and there's people at us that just wrap out the shit we do in live and post it out. We don't fix anything in post, so
Like J-Lo,
I would-
we're real. You know what I'm saying? We don't cut out the
don't
uglies.
be fooled by the rocks that I got.
I'm still
Jenny
from the
still
block.
Jenny from the block. Yeah.
Hell
Used
yeah.
to have a little. Now I've got a lot. Everywhere I go, I still know where I came from.
Yeah, now she just does songs about ass with Iggy Azalea or whatever. Azalea.
Sure. Lucas, we got some things to talk about today.
Yeah, we do.
Starting off, because I felt bad once again, he submitted us a topic and I neglected it. And he's Dan, the man, who's here in chat right now, hanging out with Deuterino. He gave us a story.
Yes.
After a prominent Lions win 2 weeks ago, unlike last week, he said, "Congrats to your football team. Happy Sunday." Headline, WFAB, woman was sent to the hospital after biting the testicles of a camel that was sitting on her
What?
at a Louisiana truck stop.
Louisiana,
I mean-
not a place known for their camels, I don't think.
I mean, top story, police report, surveillance video indicate couple involved in camel biting incident may have not been entirely truthful. Breaking news, new video of camel biting incident. I agree with Lucas, by the way, Deuterino. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
I
think-
said don't let him
I
turn
think
you
here's
into
what
an
I
asshole.
think. Here's what I think. You're not familiar with the process yet, and as you gain that familiarity and build that confidence, I think you're going to be able. Your voice is just naturally, the inflection and your tone is going to grow with that. I mean, it's just going to be some repetition of practice.
Also, how did they not know what you sounded like when they hired you? Were you just silent through the entire? I like this guy. He's got moxie. He just didn't talk the whole hiring process.
I mean, based on what I know about voices, Deuterino, at least you don't have Josh Barboni's voice, because I hear if that's the voice you have, you would really just not be cut for anything. You should probably rip your voice box out. That's what Lucas said. Josh, I don't think so, but Lucas says that you
I
have
did
a
say
funny
that.
voice.
What? Yeah. Totally.
Anyway, back to gross. How do you look at the name of the city? Do you have the article out? It looks like Gross Tete. Gross Tete.
Gross
Louisiana.
tete.
Tete. Gross Tete. A married couple is being charged after a bizarre incident in Gross Tete involving a deaf dog and a camel's genitalia being. Where did the dog come from? And a camel's genitalia being bitten. It is initially believed that the woman bit the camel in its private area while trying to rescue her dog, but now the woman's story isn't quite adding up. New surveillance video
You
and the
think?
police report are shedding some light on the situation. Deputies responded to the Tiger truck stop in Gross Tete on. It's probably what Tet. I would think, but I like Tete. I think that should be the name of the episode. Gross Tete.
Gross tete.
Gross Tete.
Okay.
But spell it out that way. Tetay. Tete.
Tete.
Gross Tete. Tete. No, we can't say Tete. We can't go down that road.
That's what it does.
Those chapters are closed, Lucas. You can't revisit it. On a medical call, the responding deputy spoke with Edmund, 73, and Gloria, 68. Edmund claimed he and his wife were visiting the camel with their small dog when the camel reached under a barbed wire fence and snatched the dog, bit him, and tossed him.
What the
Forcing
camel
his
did?
forcing his wife to crawl under the fence to rescue the dog. He claims that once she was in the camel's pen, the camel bit his wife and their dog, then sat on his wife as he tried to push the camel off of her.
Dang, dude, this camel's got attitude.
I mean, how couldn't you move out of the way if the camel was like trying to sit on you? I mean,
Not
I
with-
just don't.
Have you seen camel genitalia?
I mean, did she get bit and then she was like, oh, and fell down because she was so like, you know,
She was like, it was like in that scene from
It was like the
autofocus.
it was like the Stone Cold Stunner just got dropped on her. He was like,
I thought it was.
she was down, and then
I thought
you
it was
know.
like in Austin Powers when that guy's gonna get hit by the that big rolling thing, and he's like, no,
And
he's like
standing
a
there.
whole room away.
Yeah.
Just
And then
waiting.
the camel like cracked open 2 beers and chugged them like Steve Austin. He was like, "Ah," and then
That's right. Flipped off all of America,
Yeah,
corporate
Oh my
America, anyway.
He goes on to say that Gloria bit the camel's genitalia in a desperate attempt to get the camel off her,
She
and
bit-
that the camel also bit his left elbow.
What?
He claims Gloria suffered abdominal injuries as well as injuries to her neck, shoulder, right arm, and head as a result of the camel sitting on her. The couple also claims the camel was the aggressor and they did nothing wrong. He also shouted very rude comments about their physical appearance and claimed that they were dirty pirate hookers.
Are they going to sue the camel? That's what I need to know.
In a shocking turn of event, witness statements collected by the office contradict several points in the couple's story. Both witnesses reported to deputies that Edmund told them the deaf dog ran into the pen and couldn't hear the couple calling for it because the dog is deaf. He further told witnesses that the camel was trying to stomp on the dog, so he climbed under the fence to retrieve the dog and his wife. The witnesses say Edmund's elbow was injured and while he was climbing under the fence, and that he was not, in fact, bitten by the camel. Witnesses also reported that Edmund told them that he and his wife had been throwing dog treats into the camel's pen when the dog ran under the fence. This directly contradicts the couple's claim that the dog was snatched by the camel. They found dog treats inside the... I mean, this thing just keeps going. Here's a breakdown of the video. I guess we might just have to link this one for people. There's a lot here. I'm not going to watch the video right now.
So basically, they just have a shitty dog that they don't watch, and so they try to blame the camel. Is that what I'm to understand here? That's
I guess
what
so.
I'm thinking.
The sheriff's office report notes that there's a sign posted on a pole at the camel's pen advising visitors to not cross the restricted fence line.
And no
deputies
deaf
later
dogs.
Later contacted the couple at the local hospital and determined Edmund's elbow injury was consistent with crawling under the fence, indicating he was not actually bitten by the camel. They were both issued a misdemeanor summons for criminal trespassing and not having their dog on a leash. I mean,
testicle biting.
I don't know what to make of it. I guess, do I applaud this woman for doing what it takes to save her animal? I mean,
now here's the question: if
she bit that beanbag,
but if it's not true, why would you say that you bit the testicles of a camel? I don't understand why that part had to be. I
guess if all the things you're going to extrapolate, I mean, is that going to be like, I couldn't, I didn't know what else to do, so. I bit the camel's testicles.
I couldn't decide between the camel's testicles or the taint, so I went for the testicles. But I was thinking about the taint. I was thinking about it. Couldn't quite get to it because, as I said, camel was sitting on me.
I mean, yeah.
Dan thinks it's pride. You show me your testicles, I'm gonna bite them. I haven't seen a testicle yet that I haven't bit. I'm just saying, watch your testicles when you're around me, because I'm watching them.
Oh my god! I mean, Dan, as always, glorious. I mean, it was great. I can't.
I mean, you can't make this up. I mean, she could make it up. Apparently,
she could make it up. Kevin shared this one on our Discord, also right before. I think it was either right before the episode aired and right after it. And I actually had heard this on the radio station as well. And I mean, I don't know what to make out of this thing. This story, this is fucking weird, guys. This website is called Ruin My Week. Headline is: Parents accused of abandoning adopted child say she is actually 22 and tried to kill them.
Okay.
So it seems like the plot of a horror movie, and in fact it was. Check out 2009's Orphan. A mother of three and her now ex-husband have been accused of felony neglect for abandoning her adopted daughter, except the mother claims that Natalia, in fact, is a 22-year-old sociopath who's trying to kill her. This woman, in the suspect in question, she is a author. She's a parenting author and motivational speaker. So take that in mind, as she's also accused of abandoning her child. So,
okay.
She and her husband adopted Ukrainian-born Natalia in May 2010 from Florida. Her history was mostly mysterious. She'd been in the U.S. for 2 years, had a Ukrainian birth certificate reading September 4th, 2003, and had been given up by her previous adopted parents. So at this point, according to the birth certificate, she'd be 7 years old. She also suffers from a bone growth disorder called, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's a type of dysplasia.
Way too many syllables in that.
It's a type of dysplasia. The condition causes short stature, vision problems, and skeletal abnormalities. They wrote that, they always wanted to have a larger family, and she had complications for her pregnancies. So she couldn't have more children. And at the time, they had a privileged life. So she felt it important to help other people with their privilege.
I think I got it.
Could.
Spondylopa metaphysical dysplasia. Spondylopa metaphysical.
I think I got it. Spondylope.
Well, you get there and you're like, how is there that many syllables in this damn thing? There's too many vowels.
She continues that life with Natalia was not what she expected. For one, the 9-year-old seemed much older than she should be. She spoke in a more mature way and had an adult vocabulary.
She was always drinking.
She sought out the company of teenagers, and Christine was shocked to find out the girl had fully developed pubic hair while getting her ready for bath. That's kind of a
Actually,
red
the
flag.
one thing that I saw too was her teeth. In 7 years old, usually you got a missing tooth in there somewhere. I feel like.
True. At the time, I ran a little school, and I remember she said to me, "These children are exhausting. I don't know how you do it." I was like, "You're supposed to be a child yourself." It was something another mom would say as she dropped her kids off. Christine said she sensed something was off, but things are about to get even more disturbing. She asserts that Natalia began smearing bodily fluids on the walls, making death threats. She was eventually treated for a host of psychiatric disorders. During her treatment, doctors began to uncover more of her story, including her own claim that in 2012, she claimed she was 18. A March 2012 letter from the Barnett's primary care physician indicates that McLaren thought Natalia's 2003 birth certificate was not accurate and that Natalia had been pretending to be a young child. A bone density test suggested that she was at least 14 or even older.
So she was definitely lying about her age either way.
Yeah, she would make statements and draw pictures saying she wanted to kill family members, roll them up in a blanket, and put them in the backyard. I saw her putting chemicals, bleach, Windex, something like that in my coffee, and I asked her, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm trying to poison you."
She's not a very good assassin.
No. Eventually, they helped get Natalia on her own feet after a judge corrected her birth year to 1989. They put her up in her own place, helped her get an ID, and even offered to send her to college. Then they moved to Canada and left her behind.
Smell you later. Well, if she's an adult,
Yeah.
then they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
You can't leave an adult behind.
She had food stamps. They were optimistic she was going to get her, life together. But then she fell off the grid. Natalia fell off the grid, and the family feared that once again she was like doing the same behaviors, trying to pose as a child to take advantage of another family.
Well, I mean, she's displaying some.
She's she's got some mental
problems.
Daily Mail TV obtained an affidavit of probable cause that states further bone density tests on June 2010 placed her age at 8 years old. So there's that. Then there's responses about the lawyers. And here's the thing: I don't know what when I first heard this on the radio, I was like, "Oh my god, these parents are a-holes." But then I read this article, and I read another article that sort of supports this claim, and it gave us more backstory about this girl. Clearly, she's not being treated. She needs some help there for mental health concerns. But also, what 7-year-old says things, acts things like that, and then just the physical concerns too. Because one of the other articles, not to be too graphic, but talked about menstrual cycle was happening and things like that. Pretty sure that doesn't. There's a lot of pieces of evidence that point to that this person is not actually 7 years old. Okay.
Yes. So what we're saying
obviously,
is,
obviously there's these weird biological anomalies and flukes that can happen in younger people than what we never really see this occur. But
yes,
I don't think that's the case here.
What we're saying is, don't adopt anyone. Ever.
Well, I mean, I mean, here's the thing: you can't afford. I don't know how someone can ever afford to adopt anyone.
That's
and
true.
Unfortunately, and this thing is like all the adoptions are from overseas, and we have many children in this. Not to like beat the drum of America, but I mean, there's children here.
I don't know why you sounded like this.
Too.
We have many children here.
We have many children here. Good children need a home.
I have 5 children in garage. You can have one. 20,000.
20 euros. We talk. Yes.
I was gonna say, what nationality are we? Here?
And you like bowling, like cousin Nico? We go bowling. Come on.
Cousin, why don't you take me to bowling anymore?
Oh, you try to complete mission? No, we go bowling. We play darts. Come on.
It's all true.
This last headline I saw myself. Skinny Matt also shared in the Discord because it's a doozy. Headline reads: This comes from MLive, one of our local West Michigan media sites. Porn video played on highway billboard for at least 15 minutes. Police say. Yep, that's right.
Man, that's long
Auburn
enough
Hills.
for me to go 3 times.
Over in here we go. In Auburn Hills, Detroit, police say a pornographic film that was displayed on a digital billboard along I-75 Saturday night was played for several minutes before it was taken down. We believe that the video may have been playing for at least 15 to 20 minutes before it was turned off.
We
Said
believe.
Auburn Hills Police.
I was gonna say they always sound like they're from like the South.
Oh, we believe that the video was played for at least 15 to 20 minutes, Bob, before it was turned off.
We weren't exactly sure if it was woman on man, man on man, because that's where we're at in society today.
I mean, we can't
don't
draw the
judge.
line. We're not going to point the finger, but there were fingers being pointed at something on there. Okay,
We're not allowed to talk about it now, and that's the real tragedy.
The department began receiving calls about the film around 11 p.m. Saturday night. The billboard located on the east side of I-75, south of M59, displays images that face both northbound and southbound, meaning the film was visible to travelers traveling each way along the highway. Officers arrived on scene and witnessed the video being displayed. At that time, we were able to contact an emergency contact for the private business, which operates the sign, and able to shut down the sign.
Private business.
Police were investigating. Henceforth, there's been another follow-up that's been published that says 2 suspects scaled 6-foot fence to put porn on Michigan freeway billboard.
2 things. How long when they came upon the scene, how long do you think they just stood there and stared at it before somebody was like, so are we going to do anything about this? Or are we just going to keep staring at this billboard? And 2, who the hell calls it pornographic film? It's a porn video. Like nobody went out and rented from Blockbuster. Do you have any pornographic films in the background?
Do you have any classics with Ron Jeremy? Dan says people were complaining because they didn't fast forward to the good parts.
That's
Too
true.
Too much dialogue.
It's too much talk about the pizza. What the hell?
So 2 kids, they scaled the 6-foot fence, broke into this building that housed the computer equipment that that you can queue up what's displayed on there. Suspects were captured on video inside the building, where they were able to access the computer and play the pornographic video on the billboard. The 2 suspects got into the building at 10:49. Blah blah blah. I don't know. There's a lot more there, but it's hilarious. I think you see all those talks about people like playing Mario Kart on billboards inside stadiums and stuff like that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Here in Michigan, we got some good old Pornhub being streamed up there on your old billboards. It's funny. I saw like one of the news articles I posted, someone a screenshot someone posted on social media. It was like, there's porn being played on the billboard, lol, or F my ass, all the stuff, classic. I love it. Internet, don't ever change. Society, this is the things we live with. I love it. I hate it, but it's all good at the same time. So you go. That is how you go around the web here in Fluxtaposed land.
Nice. I like it. There was a lot to unpack, as they say.
I mean, there really is. Hey, Lucas, that's how we go around the web in Fluxtaposed land.
Yeah, so what's next?
So how about we do a little what you playing?
What you playing?
You see how I did that?
Hey,
I set that up? Hey, Lucas, did you notice that we concluded the around the web section, and I need you to get ready for the next section.
I appreciate it. Cousin, I appreciate.
Do you want to play darts? I mean,
yeah, I do.
Sean, you just missed probably some of the best around the web articles we've had.
It's true.
In the history of the Around the Web segment on the award-winning, most nominated podcast for International Podcast Day.
Are we a news podcast now? I mean, could we be considered? I don't want to put us in a box,
Well, that's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
I was doing the helicopter.
I don't know why that quote's always stuck with me from that fine New Line film, The Mask, starring Jim Carrey. But
that's a good one. Jim Carrey makes anything good, now and then.
Well, can he make Sonic the Hedgehog good?
That remains to be seen, Jason.
But to answer your question, are we a news podcast? I mean, here's what I can tell you what we aren't. We're not really a gaming podcast. We're not really a good podcast. We're not really a popular podcast. But can we be a news podcast?
More at 11.
I'm going to have to put out a poll on that. I mean, oh my God.
I know, that's what I laughed at.
Dan, I can't wait to get my awesome, man. I mean, I can't even tell you the last time I played Awesome Knots. Those were the days. That was the dream, just hanging out, playing Awesome Knots, not worrying about a kid, not worrying about my job, just climbing the ladders, man.
That's right. Playing against
all I
those
did.
people with terrible connections, like every
Ooh,
other
it's like
multiplayer
playing
game.
everything on Nintendo Switch Online.
I love it.
Lucas, do you want to? Why
Yeah.
don't you tell me? Tell me.
Yeah, I was
tell me
gonna
about
say.
these. Tell me about these fine. Wow, you watched really two great movies this
I
week,
did.
didn't you?
They're what I
Really-
like to call S-class movies because they start with S.
For Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, I wish.
See what I did there?
Yes, I did, but you're thinking of the wrong.
I know. I'm thinking of the wrong Shazam.
Yeah, main. Yeah. So, well, let's get the other one out of the way first. I watched Star Crash with our Lord and Savior Tomas Servosas.
So wait, did you do a watch along?
Yeah, I mean, it was more of like I basically solicited him to be my friend for
Well,
an hour and a half.
there might be some people that are listening to this podcast that don't know what a watch along is. Like, that sounds like kind of fun. What is that? Like, I've never
Well-
heard that term before. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, it's where a bunch of people try to take their schedules and line them up
Okay.
so that they can watch a movie together. But not just any movie.
Oh.
It's a shitty movie.
Oh, so like, all right, like my typical Friday night then.
Yes, we bring the shit.
For some people.
Yeah,
No, I don't know. They don't watch shitty movies.
We usually riff on them, even if there's already riffs. We have an enjoyable time. But I'll tell you what,
brother.
I didn't.
I mean, it's the key ingredient how shitty the movie has to be. Like what
Yes.
I realize is that we're really just in a electronic, non-physical sense, doing the Chad Ice bad films for awesome people thing that
Yes.
we're always invited to, that we never go to because we're not in our 20s and we have many responsibilities.
starts at
and-
9 p.m. Cool, won't be there.
Yeah, starts at 9 p.m. and you have to go to work the next day.
Yeah, exactly. It's on
cool.
a Thursday. What? Okay.
You can totally go, Lucas. Just bring your daughter.
Yeah, we're gonna
Totally.
smoke pot afterwards. We're gonna be up until about 1 or 2 in the morning. It'll be great.
It'll be great. we don't. Just to be clear, we don't do any of that in the Fluxtaposed watch alongs because we are much more square than that. Okay, guys, don't worry.
It's hip to be square. We promise.
That's right. We drink. I've been drinking chocolate milk. I've been living on the wild side.
What was I talking about?
How about that? Star Crash.
Star Crash.
How
Star
great it
Crash.
was.
Yeah. So basically, I hit up Tom. I was like, you know what? We've been talking about this for like a month, maybe more than that, longer than that. I was like, let's just watch it. I feel like watching it. I was in that weird mood where you're in a funk and you're like, I don't know what I feel like doing. And I thought, you know what? This sounds great. I need some Star Crash up in my life. So this was a not Rift Tracks, MST3K,
Okay.
the return. So I think after they did the gauntlet, or no, before they did the gauntlet. I don't know.
Yeah, because we last did Mac and Me, which was part of the gauntlet.
Yes. So this was not. But you know what? It's okay because it was funny. And it was basically a shitty sci-fi movie that came out directly after Star Wars, and some
Just trying to
Italian guy.
capitalize on
Yeah. They were like, we could do this too. There was at least an hour and a half worth of footage of just shitty ships flying in space. Like not really going anywhere, just like
I
on
think
one
I
of
like
those
how the
little lines.
villain. I'm assuming that was the villain character. Like we want to cross between. We want space Ra's al Ghul,
Yeah, just
what
a
we
little
want.
bit.
and
Yes.
then just for the hero, we're like we want shitty David Hasselhoff.
His voice was amazing. I don't know who the hero was. There were multiple people all doing kind of the same thing.
Well, the guy with the hair. There's like the guy with the
He's the
poofy
best
hair,
damn pilot in the universe.
And then there's the mostly almost naked leather chick that does
Yes.
the karate chops.
She was not
all
Barbarella.
I know about this movie, folks, is gifts.
That's true. You don't know. What you don't know and what you should know is about the robot who also had a Southern accent. So you missed out on that. My favorite character.
I didn't know
personally.
that was a thing in space.
Spoilers. He dies, but he comes back to life.
They reanimated a robot.
They did. They rebuilt him. They made him better, faster, but also stronger. He does.
me better.
I don't think he ever did anything that a robot would need to do. I think he was basically just a human. Like him being a robot had was no boon on this entire adventure. That if I remember correctly. So it was ridiculous, but I loved it. It was hilarious. It was exactly what I needed. Oh, the bad guy's ship was a fist. It literally it was like a hand, flat, palm up. You know, there's no up in space, but we'll say palm up. And then when it goes into battle position, it turns into Fistor. It's ready to.
So it's like the master hand.
Yeah, kind of, a little bit crazy hand.
Playing defense for the Detroit Lions, just punching the balls out.
Still didn't help.
No.
Yeah, and that did absolutely nothing. By the way, ship can do that. Didn't
do
blew up.
anything?
They blew up.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers. The other movie I watched was Shazam! Exclamation point.
With Shaquille O'Neal.
No, you wish. With
Zachary Levi?
Is it Zachary Levi? I don't, with not Spider-Man kid.
I don't know about that.
He's not Spider-Man. I know that.
Yeah, it is Zachary Levi he's Shazam.
Who's that guy?
He's the guy that played Shazam.
Oh wait, is he the older guy? I thought he was the kid.
In Chuck. The guy that was in Chuck.
Oh,
I don't know about kid actors.
I was gonna say I just assumed you knew the kid name because of what you said about kids before. 5 in your garage or whatever.
I mean, I don't know their names.
The 5 in my garage aren't that kid. Why would I know him?
That's right.
So speaking of Spider-Man, you know what? I kind of felt like as far as the tone of this movie goes, it was kind of like Spider-Man. It was jokey. It was fairly lighthearted. My biggest problem, I guess, was that with these more recent Spider-Man movies, the villains are a little bit better. I haven't seen Homecoming yet, but I felt like in the Far From Home, sorry, not Homecoming. I felt like the villain in that movie was actually good, whereas here it's just your typical wants to rule the world with some power, immeasurable, you know, that whole thing. Like, I got to prove my worth to everybody and be the most powerful person ever, or whatever. But other than that, it was fun. It was jokey. There was a lot of jokes that actually were relevant as opposed to falling flat and being completely not funny like most DC movies.
I mean, I feel like they have to get far from the mold
yes,
to make their movies good. You know, like this one's a little bit out there, and well, I guess that's not true because Suicide Squad was a little bit out there, and that wasn't good at all.
That was a mess for other reasons. Well, that's a good example of a movie that tried to be funny and just kind of really wasn't.
You know, he was in Thor Ragnarok. Zachary Levi was.
As who?
How about? I don't know. Probably just some one-off character.
Random background guy.
I will have to say though, like I fell down a Google image search rabbit hole because you know he was kind of a scrawny guy. He got shredded for. It's not just the suit, you know, making it. I mean, he got cut.
Are you saying he bulked up?
He bulked up.
Was he
bulked and skulled up?
Lots of protein powders, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I mean, it had to have been.
Protein slurry is what I prefer. Speaking of which, I thought the suit would bother me. Oh, can I take off the suit? It doesn't really. I mean, it looks kind of fake, but not fake in the CGI way. Fake in as in like they blew up his muscles with air or something. Like, I don't know.
No, he blew up those muscles with muscle milk. His character name in Thor was Fandral. Fandral.
Ah, Fandral.
Fandral.
Fandral with an F?
Yeah.
Fandral.
Fandral. Fandral. Fandral. Can we just say that a few more times for me?
Fandral. It's like when you look up how to say a word and you look at the YouTube video and it's like Fandral. Fandral. They always say it twice. Gotta know.
Looks like they've had multiple actors play this role.
Shazam?
Apparently. No, the Fandral.
All right. Well, you continue looking at that and I'll talk about Shazam. I'll close off Shazam by saying, when you first start watching the movie, I was like, oh boy, what is this? This is just going to be another bad DC movie. I don't know what it is about that opening. It's kind of like cheesy and I don't know, a little bit weird. And you're just kind of like, I don't know. But after that, it starts to get pretty good and you can actually sympathize with the characters. The characters the actors do a really good job of acting for once. It's not taking itself overly serious, which is a huge help. But it's also not just Marvel either. Like Spider-Man is about as close in tone as it gets, but it's not just, hey, we're a group of heroes who can also have fun and eat shawarma.
What do you? Speaking of DC and everything, I'm going to hijack you a little bit. What do you think of this? This new Harley Quinn movie?
I actually just watched the trailer for it. I think they're getting there, but it's still.
I don't think it's going to be good.
I don't think it's going to be good. I think it'll be better than Suicide Squad.
Okay. That's like saying how if I had like really shitty diarrhea last night, I'm thinking, my poop's probably going to be better today.
It's still shit, right?
I mean, it's still shit.
I don't know. I think it's a decent idea. It actually plays well to our current social environment, empowering women and such and whatnots. We didn't really want to do any of that like 10 years ago, but now we're okay.
Are they going to randomly stick Batman into this somewhere though? Or are they randomly going to stick Joker into it somewhere?
No, I don't think they should. If they're going to make it about these women, they really shouldn't be like, but also here's Batman.
And it's going to be Zack Snyder is going to play Batman. It's what we've been progressing to all this time.
It's true. He just has a camera on him. He just is the camera. I'm Batman, but also director of photography.
It's not dark enough in here yet. I'm Kevin Conroy. This is Batman.
Ooh. You ever hear Kevin Conroy do Bruce Wayne? It's like,
yeah. I mean, I've had to have.
But have you heard it recently though?
No.
It's weird to go back because
he's getting older.
Well, listen, he does Batman and he's like, I'm Batman. But then he does Bruce Wayne and he's like, hi, I'm Bruce Wayne. And so hearing a deep voiced guy suddenly be like, hi, I'm Bruce Wayne, of Wayne Enterprises. It just sounded really weird. I'm like, I do not remember that at all.
So you're saying we've got like Barry White being Batman and then Josh being Bruce Wayne?
Oh,
it's
better than Josh.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Josh. I don't know when we decided. Oh yeah, that's right. It's when you made fun of me. That's why I'm throwing you under the bus.
I'm just helping because we're a tag team.
Back again. Checks in and let's begin.
Dan's lighting up the chat. What if they just had a different actor play Joker in every DC movie? I think we're kind of headed that place, and then Seth Rogen as the Joker.
I did. Hey,
Batman.
In the PSV chat, I recast everybody, and I think I cast Seth Rogen as the Joker. I don't remember who was.
That would be phenomenal.
James Franco as somebody. Oh, that's right, because they were talking about Jonah Hill being the Penguin, but now it's more likely he's going to be Edward Nygma.
All right, so here's what we can
questioner.
do. This is what we do. You take all that group of people, all those guys that are in all those movies together.
Yeah.
They are the bad guys. Okay?
Right. Yes.
Then we take all Adam Sandler's buddies and that group, and they are the good guys.
Mall Cop is Robin.
So Rob Schneider, I think, would have to be Robin.
Oh gosh, yes.
So Adam Sandler would have to be Batman. Rob Schneider would be Robin. Kevin James.
Batman, bitches.
I don't know who Kevin James would be. Chris Rock would have to be.
He would be the butler, Alfred.
And then oh god, this is who would Joe, what's his name? Plays Joe Dirt. Why can't I think of the actual actor?
God, David Spade.
No, Kevin Nealon would have to be. Kevin Nealon would be Alfred. That'd be great. We're on to something here.
I know. This is gonna be a Netflix
Kevin is really marveled at your connection about bringing back John Leguizamo as Luigi, but I think we're really on to something. Bringing the Happy Madison cinematic universe into the whatever the hell the Jonah Hill,
basically
the Judd Apatow cinematic universe, and smashing them together.
David Spade is Commissioner Gordon. Ooh, we could CG.
Oh no! If we're gonna pull from the animated film, then Paul Blart would have to be that one cop, that one bumbling cop, that one detective.
Oh yes, yes, from the animated film. Yeah, he's in the Gosh, I can't remember his name. Well, I was gonna say we could get a CG remake of Chris Farley and cast him as somebody.
Did you know that Porkins was in the Batman movie?
The 80 The original.
Yeah, the
80s
original.
Batman? No.
1989 Batman. So the guy that played Porkins, he was in Indiana Jones. He's the actor that's like at the end of the Last Crusade. That's like top men, and then he played like this detective in Batman that gets killed by like the quill pen that he throws.
Oh,
I'm pretty
wow.
sure. Yeah,
They
So there you
came
go.
from
There's-
behind. I can't
Yeah.
shake him.
God,
All of
this
his
is-
lines are just the same.
I don't know how we got to this point, but this is probably some of the best podcasts we've ever done.
Top notch podcast.
That might have to be the episode
Gary.
title now. Happy Madison Batman. I think.
Batman.
Because people are going to be intrigued. How did they get to a Happy Madison Batman?
What is a
I don't
happy
know.
Madison? This kind of sounds like
You
a
can't even
sex
say
move.
it. You can't even say it. That's how you don't even know what it is.
Happy Madison Batman.
Now it's official. Okay, sorry. I'm done now.
I'm done too. I mean,
Oh,
where am I going to
okay.
go from that?
You're
Shazam, I
welcome.
liked it. That was the end.
You're welcome.
I give it a
Internet. You'll
4.
never-
Out of 5.
Thank you, Adam Sessler. As far as myself, we had talked about it forever, and we recorded it, so we watched it. The original Catfish documentary, the thing that inspired it all. This is about Neve, who hosts the current iteration of Catfish. At the time, he was a photographer, and he was like 24, and he had a picture that got, I don't remember what it got a lot of national attention. And because of that, he had this young fan reach out to him and really liked his picture. And she painted his picture, like made a painting of his picture and mailed it to him. So he had started a correspondence back and forth with her. I think she was 7, and he talked to her mom. And then he eventually meets, she had an older sister, gets kind of romantically involved with the sister.
That's weird.
And this whole thing starts playing out. But then all of a sudden, like the sister, like they get tipped off, and after he'd been corresponding with all this, his brother and his friend are filmmakers, and they've directed quite a few things. One of the some of the paranormal activity films, a couple other things I can't recall off right off the top of my head. So they started making a documentary about it because they're like, this is, what is this that's going on? And
Yeah.
eventually gets tipped off because like one night they're talking to her, and she's like a songwriter and she's making these songs. Well, then they Google search this. She has them request a song, and they just name something, and she plays it. And they're like, wow, this is really good. Well, then they just Google that song, and they find the exact same recording that she had been using. So that kind of taps it off that he'd been lying to her, and eventually, they confront her what's going on. And it was really like, I've watched a lot of Catfish. I watched Catfish for years. I'm like marveled by it, and I think in a way this kind of popularized and helped further publicize that whole activity. But it was really good, and it's really interesting to see him as this young, because you're used to seeing him the more confident camera guy that he is now, and then seeing him as this young kind of naive 24-year-old. It was kind of an interesting contrast.
A girl said she liked my picture.
This girl likes me and she's really hot.
She plays music.
But we never met. We've just talked on the phone. And and then once you pull back the curtain and you grab that thread and start pulling, and then it's always interesting to see though the person at the Catfish. There's always a reason. There's always something that they're either trying to escape from, and then this is how they escape their reality, is into this alternate space of being someone else.
I can be anyone I want.
I can wear any face.
Oh God! Can I have your
But
skin?
I really liked it. So if you've only watched the show and you want to see the source material, and then it's crazy how this totally launched his career into something different. It was really good. Completely countercultured all that. I read a graphic novel. I can't get through a book, but I can read a 260-page graphic novel in
There's
an hour.
pictures.
There are pictures. I read, as I mentioned from the library, I got a book called Upgrade Soul. And this is very interesting. It's kind of like, I can't say it's like retro future, but it's like set in the 90s with technology that we don't have. So it's kind of cool where you kind of like go back to an earlier time period and kind of
I love that.
reimagining of what future tech could be.
Hell yeah.
And this older couple they're well off, but essentially there's like this non-FDA approved, they agree to go through this process that's basically going to clone them into the most optimal versions of themselves. They're going to be better physically, mentally, in all aspects, in memory, recognition, physical strength, everything. And I don't want to get too much into it. Well, I guess I can say this because it talks about in it's right on the cover of the book. But unfortunately, something goes wrong, and instead of that, they're left as these horribly disfigured, almost non-human versions of themselves. So essentially,
Oh, damn.
during the process of growing the clones, they had to abandon the project, and they're like not quite. They're like advanced, developed fetus. But that's like what their physical appearance is like. They don't have ears. They're physically deformed, but in terms of their mental abilities, I think they're far superior to their original states, and in their physical strength as well. So the book really explores like what does it mean to truly be human, and try to what is the true sense of self? Because now you have the original characters now left old and brittle from this experience, and now facing these disfigured forms. Well, what is truly your soul, and it makes you really question your own humanity, and what this and that. And there's this whole story that plays out about, I don't know. It was really good. I mean, I like tore right through it. I don't know if I feel like I'm not doing the greatest job of explaining it, but it's, I always like it when there's a self-contained like story like that you can get through, and it's not like, it's one thing to read these huge volumes of monthly issues, but it's something else when you get just like that self-contained story with a beginning and end point that you can get through and read and enjoy.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it has some high concepts that make it hard to explain.
Yeah, it really did. And then like the way it ends too, and it's just like when the way the book ends, you're just like, oh, wow. And boy, I chat, you guys are, I don't know what this tangent you guys are going on to, but these are some places.
He found out. Abort.
These are some places. So Upgrade Soul, I would really recommend it.
I just need to do this. Upgrade Soul. She's living in a white bread world. That's all I thought about the whole time. I don't know. I think it's the way that you're saying Upgrade Soul. Or maybe Upgrade Soul gonna give it to you. Upgrade Soul gonna give it to you.
Oh my god!
Because it's Saturday night. And we're in.
Remember, you were worried about being tired, and you weren't going to be able to pull off a good show. And now look at this. You're just like spitting gold. I mean,
gold.
I think if we had a ticker going across, I mean, the only people in Twitch chat are already patrons, but I mean, if we had a ticker that was like the Patreon link, I mean, we'd be having monthly giveaways again at this point.
That we'd get one.
I mean. And then finally, it's fall. All the shows are coming back on, so we're watching all these new TV shows. Stumptown, Evil, Emergence. Those are all on various networks.
All one-word shows.
Stumptown, she's like a bounty, not really a bounty hunter. It's Colby Smulders from
one of my favorite
How I Met Her
sandwiches.
And she's in the Marvel stuff. She's like this.
Those are the only two things I know her from.
This
honestly.
gritty, I don't know. It's good. It works. I like it. Yeah, she's not a detective, but she is kind of thing. It's good. Evil, Luke Cage is in it.
Ooh.
So this kind of explore.
Sweet
he's like
Christmas.
he works for the Catholic Church, and he's met up and recruited this. She was like the star
Young
witness
boy.
for the prosecution. She worked. I don't want to say she's. I don't want to say she's a psychiatrist, but she's like her task was to examine suspects and help the prosecution determine why they caused these murders, this and that. Well, now they're investigating these horrible crimes and trying to connect if it's possession or mental health or what's going on. Like, are these people really possessed? Is this darker? It's that whole, like we've seen in certain films and TV shows before, that exploration of evil in religion,
demons,
and that's on Fox. No, that's on CBS. I think. I don't even know. I can't remember what network any of these are on, but it seems pretty good. I mean, right? There's only one episode of each of these, so I can't really say a whole lot. And then the last one was Emergence, which is like this whole thing. Like, there's this plane crash and there's no bodies, and it was like covered up, but they find this little girl at the scene, and she has like these weird powers apparently.
Wait a second. So, are you saying they didn't let the bodies hit the floor in this case? I'm
No.
sorry.
Fine.
Very musically.
Hey,
driven.
Lucas, why don't you listen to what I'm saying instead of just waiting?
Now you know how it
for the
feels.
little
Sorry to
one-liner?
derail you, but I'm going to right now.
So those are all things. I don't know
Emergence.
I don't know. We'll see how the seasons play out. And lastly, we finished it now. It's on Netflix. I never, randomly you scroll through what's suggested for you, and usually it's a lot of crap. And it's
Do
around.
you share an account, or do you have separate accounts for Netflix?
Oh no, we have profiles.
Yeah,
We each
yeah,
have our
that's what I
own
mean, profiles. Yeah, because if you share one, as soon as my wife uses my account, because she's
That's
too
why
lazy
we
to
have
switch over,
profiles.
yeah, I'm just like, why are there just cold case murder mysteries like littered throughout my suggestions? It's terrible.
I had to respond to Sean. No, we have other profiles simply for that because we did it at one point, and then I was getting all like these Victorian era stuff like recommended to me, and it was like, nope.
Downtown Abbey.
So I found it's called Requiem. There's only one season. I think it was like 2018. It's a BBC production and Netflix. So it's like kind of follows that similar that you get for any like British series. There's only 4 to 6 episodes, but each one's like, an hour. Like look at if you watch Sherlock, there's like 4 episodes, but they're all like 2 hours.
Right.
So this is like really interesting, like hard to explain because it like deals with like this woman who gets drawn to this other part of England to like explore this missing after her mom dies, to explore this girl's disappearance. And then there's like this whole plot that's ongoing about stolen identities. And then there's like this whole other overarching plot of possession and magic and angel summoning. And it goes into a lot of weird places. And it was really good, actually. It's shot really well. The acting is really well. It's only 6 episodes, 50 minutes each, and then unfortunately, I don't think there's ever going to be any other seasons, because it kind of ends not really on a cliffhanger, but it does raise a lot of questions that I don't think will ever get answered. But it was really good for only 6 episodes. So now it's like October. So now it's like I want to watch, my Fear Fest, my 30 however many nights of Halloween they have on AMC, and
yeah.
I mean, this is Donnie Reese season, right? I mean,
oh, that's true. That's a good point. I mean, I'm in there too. I just started watching scary movies and stuff.
Do you think I can borrow his Shudder login and I can watch all the movies on Shudder?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
Can we share logins? Is that a thing people do on the internet?
Ooh, you give me.
Remember when you had that guy from the Hockey League's HBO login for like 3 years?
Yeah, I
until
do.
They finally changed their password.
Yes, I do. Why? Yes, I do. It was.
You're
great.
like, I can't watch Game of Thrones no more.
Well, it's because my pass button was broke.
No more.
Red Dragon.
No,
that was his name.
No more. That's my Phil Collins.
What song? Suya?
No more. I don't know. How about this one?
Can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you stare at that billboard long enough, I think you're going to.
Not if I don't know why you sounded. Not if we don't blow up that Death Star.
No, we don't get out there to the Death Star. And that's it, man. That's all the things I watched. I'm still trying to get through the book.
We watched a lot of stuff
that I've been reading for a while. I finished Link's Awakening. It was great. I don't know what I'm gonna play now. Oh, I'm gonna play Dead Space 2. Duh. Yeah. And that's it. That's everything.
Nice.
That's everything. That's the show. I mean,
yeah, we're at that. We're about at that time.
We hit the end of the document. It means we can't do anything else. That's all we got. I mean,
we talked about testicles. We talked about possibly 22-year-olds. We talked about
let's be specific. We talked about biting testicles.
Biting testicles.
We talked about the greatest mashup in the history of cinema, Happy Madison with Apatow Productions.
Seth Rogen is Joker.
In the Batman DC cinematic universe.
Can't do it.
Ketchup. Onion. Could all the tuxedos were fucked up.
I can't get enough of the guttural. Like you just kind of sound like Santa Claus a little bit.
I mean, it's how you got to do it. Think of Santa Claus, but like Joe Dirt grittier.
It's true. I can think it, but can I do it?
Apparently not. You can do some Ray Romano though.
Deborah, what? I didn't know.
All right, let's get out of here. That's time for me to say thank you to all our patrons. I don't know why you're patrons, but thank you, please. But special thanks to our arbiters of awesomeness, Josh Brown, Kyle Heyman, Tyler Rowland, Tom Servo, our executives of excellence, Edwin Cowell, Sean Capri, and bow. Please bow before the Crusaders of the Legion, Dan Anthony, and Josh Perboni. We thank you all for your support. If you want to join the Flux Legion on Patreon, please check out patreon.com/Fluxtaposed. We got the safe space. We got the Fluxtaposed radio, all the great things that you're going to want to have and experience and hold. To end the show tonight, we have an Overclocked remix coming to you from ocremix.org. It's coming from Donkey King, Donkey Kong Country. It's called OSHA Violation. It is by Ruben Six, Earth Kid, and Sluffy. Of course, Donkey Kong Country, released 1994 on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System by Nintendo. And this is arranging the music of One Song Fear Factory. So again, this is OSHA Violation. You can find it and so many more at ocremix.org. I hope you like it. We're going to be all done. We'll see you next week. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell. Come talk poop
Time
on
to
Discord.
say goodbye. Ta-ta. Farewell. We'll talk about the poop. Boom.
What's this? What's this? There's colors everywhere.